Welcome to the Dennis and Judi Show on demand. Thanks to our sponsor, Value City NJ, with 9 locations in New Jersey or online at valuecitynj.com. Don't forget to subscribe to the show so you'll never miss a minute. New Jersey 101.5.
Hey guys, time to get in on the action for the biggest moments in basketball with Prize Picks, America's #1 fantasy sports app. Just select 2 or more players, pick more or less on their projections, place your entry, and win up to 100 times your money. Right now, Prize Picks will match your first deposit of up to $100. Just download the Prize Picks app and use the code GET100. That's code GET100 on Prize Picks for a first deposit match of up to $100. Prize Picks. Pick more. Pick less. It's that easy.
Jersey chime time. 10:09, Dennis and Judi Show. I'm Dennis Malloy. That's Judi Franco.
Never saw Kyle so defensive about anything, just so you know.
What's that?
I said, I'm not going to bring it up on the air, but have you ever seen Kyle so defensive about any subject?
No.
You know?
Well, it's...
Whatever.
It's
stupid.
whatever. Exactly.
Off inside stupid baseball. Anyway.
Yeah, some of our conversations here are off the air, And
I always
we're
say,
fortunate
too,
and we're allowed to talk about anything with our coworkers, and we do. But a lot of workplaces, and you don't bring up things, you don't ask questions, you don't talk about things, which is weird. We're
all I did is ask if he was gay, and he got crazy.
Yeah, really. Like it's an insult. He must be homophobic. I think that's terrible. No, it wasn't that at all. But so listen, there's a girl on TikTok, a young lady. Her latest video has gone viral because she's going around to different businesses, door to door, knocking door to door, with her resume and handing out a resume. And she's desperate. Nobody's hiring, according to her, and she says, listen, I have 2 degrees. I got a degree in acting and a degree in communications. Both worthless. Truly, because both of those areas, it's based on your performance and, how well you do at a certain skill. And you don't need a degree for that. If you want to teach it, I guess the people up there in the ivory towers will look at your little pieces of paper and be impressed. But as far as getting a job in the real world, and college is not near the real world, it's somewhere 8 planets away, you're not going to get a job with those degrees. You have to bring something to the table of value that will increase the market share or profitability of a company that will hire you.
Right.
So that little piece of paper does nothing. They might take a chance because you have potential, you're well-spoken, you seem to be mannerly and might show up on time. And you can grow into something useful for them, but those 2 pieces of paper just show that you spent 4 or 6 years
drinking more beer than you were used to.
Right, or something. So we want to know, was your degree worth it? Just be honest. And Eric Scott was having this conversation earlier today on the air with people, it's almost shocking to me that parents have not yet come to the realization that putting your kids on this path is putting them into long-term debt, which
and
will
you know what blows me away, Dan?
stifle them.
All those schools that now have been revealed to be partially financed by Qatar and terrorism, and all those schools that are really revealed to be now basically rooted in anti-Semitism, and these Jewish parents keep sending their kids there like it's the most important thing in the world for them to go to an Ivy League school so they can tell their friends in the supermarket. And it's like, it blows my mind. Like, as a parent, if I were putting a Jewish mother, if I was putting my kid in college again, I'm going to go put him in U of P where I know they hate him. Like, are you kidding me? But anyway, it was already useless enough to me. And what all of the anti-Semitism did was just prove to me that really useless. And again, we've said this before. If you have a career that needs a degree like medical degree or a dental degree, engineering,
law.
And by the way, Dan, I have to just tell you about engineering. You know how many people I know who, your father, he didn't have an engineering degree.
No, but he was an engineer who could build and fix anything, but he didn't have the money to finish at Drexel. And
by the way, my son was a kind of engineer. Now he's not in that area of expertise anymore, but he graduated with a degree in arts management, but understood putting things together and taking things apart. So the first tech job he ever had was as an quote unquote engineer. It's so dumb. Anyway, did your degree do anything for you? I especially want to talk to people who are working in careers completely different from the degrees they got. 1-800-283-101.5.
And tell us, if you're not working in the area of your degree, do you still think it was worth it? Some people say, yeah, no, I'm doing something different, but I see the value in the time I spent there, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, but I just think that they feel so stupid that they have to say something like that. You know what I mean? It's like the people who wore masks during the pandemic.
Yeah.
They'll never admit now, even though we know it was dumb. Like, I can't believe that I got sucked into that. And I believed it. And the 6 feet apart. They're going to double down now because you don't want to feel like a total moron that you got taken. So anybody who paid $100,000 for a degree in communications and now they're, whatever, working in, as a nurse.
Yeah. Well, some people were lucky enough that their parents paid the whole, they took the advice years ago and put the money into a savings account for their kids' college and a college fund, and they paid for it all. And God bless you, parents, for doing that.
But even those parents, they could have bought them a house.
Yeah, which now
bought them a house.
Is the real. Would you rather have a piece of paper that sits in your drawer that you never look at, or would you have a house? Would you rather have a house that you can live in, which now is becoming. I mean, it's getting worse and worse out there, the prices of those houses. If you have a house and you're thinking, oh, cash in, hang on to it. It's a piece of gold.
Oh, you're not kidding. And, you were talking yesterday about the real estate in your area, and I was thinking, even if I wanted to help one of my kids, let's say, purchase a condo, by us, the minimum would be like $450.
For a condo? Well, wait a minute. Well, where JoJo lives, that was different.
That's not a condo, though.
What is that?
It's a co-op.
Oh,
so it's not a good investment. Like, I'm not going to. Right. It's not real estate. I own stock in a corporation.
Gotcha. All right. Because I thought that was pretty affordable, but there's nothing like
it was. Yeah,
200,
was very affordable.
250 condo in your area. No. All right. Well, let's not get back on. We'll do real estate later.
I can do that. I could talk about this 24/7, but it's not just because I'm interested in it. It's because I think it's. And now you're seeing, because you're in it again, it's insane.
Yeah, it's insane. The college degree, DYD, defend your degree. Or,
that's a good one.
Yeah. Or tell us why you think it was worth it or it wasn't worth it. You do it something completely different. And we're not here to attack you or make anybody feel stupid or foolish.
Do you think Kyle would have gotten the job here if he didn't have the degree he had?
I don't think they would have talked to him. We can find out. I don't know if they would have.
I think you have to intern. You have to be in college to intern here, right?
Somebody at his school told him that there was an opening here. We'll get his story from the horse's mouth.
We'll get the story. We'll get Kyle Forsini's story right after this.
Here's Kyle's MO. He's talented.
Right.
He's mature beyond his years for today's standards, well beyond his years. And he's responsible. And he's a normal kid. He's not a zombie like most kids his age.
Would we love his parents? I have to say, I think it's amazing. I bet you I would love his parents. They did an unbelievable job.
Yeah, I think if you ask them, I think they'd say, we got lucky.
You think?
No.
Wait, he has another brother or a sister?
Brother, I think.
He's good too?
Yeah. Megan is in Philadelphia. Hi, Megan.
Hey, Dennis and Judy. How are you guys?
Good. How are you?
Good.
Good.
So you're here to say that a college degree is kind of your ticket into stuff.
Well, so I agree with you guys that it's stupid. And, I literally was just talking to my sister about this. I wish I would have known then what I know now, right? But, I don't use my degree, but I have to say that I have a bachelor's in order to get a job. Now, so they've made it more of this, high school diploma than an actual, prestigious college degree, right? Did I pay way overpay? Yes. I was grateful that my parents did help and provide. And I didn't come out with a boatload of debt, but I did have to sell a house to pay it off. So it wasn't.
What was your debt?
I came out at like 60.
That's not bad.
It was such low interest that I just was paying like, my $200 or whatever it was a month. And then a few years ago, my husband and I sold a house. So we, dumped, put the last $15,000 or whatever it was on there and got rid of it. Thank God. But,
thank God, yeah.
I was well into my 30s still paying this off.
So, Meg, now companies are dropping the degree, the diploma, or, the college degree requirement, big corporations, because they're seeing there's some talented people that either quit or didn't finish or didn't go who, would be excluded from their company if they didn't open the doors to them. And I think it's smart. And I think it's unfortunate for people like you who spend all the money and spend all the time, and it doesn't really have the value you'd hoped it would have.
Totally. And I wish I wasn't so stressed out then, because, you had to have a 3.0. You had to have this. Nobody cares. Nobody cares.
Yeah. Oh, man, I wouldn't give you a hug. What's your degree in, and what do you do?
So I actually had a dual degree. I was nutrition, food science. So I was a dietitian by trade, was barely making $50,000 out of school. I hated what I did. And then I came over to, the devil, and now I'm in pharma. So
I want to go over to the devil.
Right. I make great money. I have a flexible schedule. My kids are barely in daycare, and it works.
Are you a rep, a pharma rep?
I am. Yeah, I'm a rep. I know.
So you're cute, or adorable, and or hot?
Well, thank you. I
obviously.
I'll take all three.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, we got to break then.
Oh, we have to break. Oh my gosh! Listen,
Okay.
Megan, good luck to you, and thanks for sharing your story.
Thanks, guys. I appreciate it.
Take care.
When we come back, quickly, Dennis, somebody asked, how do I get the list of anti-Semitic schools and schools funded by terrorists? I don't know if this person is being facetious, but I will provide that list for you as soon as we come back.
All right. Was your college degree worth it? 1-800-283-1015. And are you working in the field of your study? 1020 Tom. Talking about college degrees. And somebody wrote in the app chat, it's okay by me, but Eric Scott just did a segment on this. I know. We mentioned that when we brought this up, and the reason we brought it up is because there's a TikToker who's gone viral with her latest video, going door to door with her resume, seeing if people are hiring, and she's getting a lot of no's. And she said, listen, I have 2 degrees, and I still can't find a job. Because those 2 pieces of paper, and I don't mean to be snarky about this, they don't bring any value to that person you're asking for a job for. They want to know, can you I have a need for this. Can you do this?
Well, that's why a lot of people say we'll take either a degree or commensurate experience.
Yeah.
I saw a job last night. Somebody was asking for, and they sent it to me because they know it matches my skills on LinkedIn. Do you want a job as a writer for this company?
Right.
And they were offering, by the way, $75,000. And I was thinking, wow, that's like how much money you can make for doing what we do here for free. But okay. Anyway, they said, and then they're like, oh, at the end of the article, like, oh, but you need a bachelor's degree. I'm like, I don't have one. But they said, or commensurate experience. I said, oh, okay, they would consider what I do commensurate experience for that job.
Of course.
So if you want to get it, by the way, it's available. 1-800-283-101.5. Janet wants to talk about trades and skills. But first, I said I would answer Mike, who wrote in on the app chat. I'm not sure if he's serious, but where can I access, Janet, give me a second. Where can I access this list of anti-Semitic schools? Well, all you have to do is Google. And the ones you know for sure are the ones who showed up in Congress basically admitting that they, if not necessarily support, but do not go against, at least officially, anti-Semitism. That's who was there, Harvard, U of P, and MIT. But if you wanted to know which schools are funded by terrorism, Qatar is the biggest funder of American education of any other foreign country. They have Northwestern, Texas A&M, Carnegie Mellon, Cornell. They have given since 2008, if not hundreds of millions, billions of dollars to our universities, and even to the point where it was considered to be illegal financial involvement, because if you have too much of a stake in what goes on in American minds, you can influence them. And as you can see, that has happened. And if you're asking me to provide you with any information or some sort of proof that Qatar is a country that that supports terrorism, I mean, you'd have to Google that on your own, Mike. So I don't know if that was an actual question or he's trying to be snarky, but yeah, there's a whole list of them. I'm not going to do the work for you. Anyway, Janet is in Somerset County. Hi, you're on New Jersey 101.5, Janet.
Hey, Dennis and Judi.
Hey.
Nice to hear you. I work at a vocational high school. I'm excited and proud of it. And I also am part of what's called Skills USA, which is a celebration of all the trades, leadership, and kids across the state will compete and go on to a national conference in Atlanta, Georgia to get like the gold medal for welding or for culinary arts. And it's ironic, this week is Skills USA week, and it's also CTE month. February is Career and Technical Education month. So you guys are like perfect on time. And
it's funny, Janet, because Dennis's kids, that's how they got their jobs. They don't have like 4-year. Well, I guess one has a 4-year college degree, but they went 2 out of 3 of Dennis's kids got jobs the way, what I think is the future, or should be the future of America, which is really what you're talking about here.
I hear.
Yeah. So, Janet, what can you tell parents who are considering putting their kids in college or sending them to learn a trade? Where can you steer them to, or what can you tell them that would be helpful?
Absolutely. I am a parent of a welder, a video arts, law enforcement, and my kids all went to a vocational high school. Across the state of New Jersey, we have VOTECs or technical institutes, whatever the county might call them. And that would be your first choice. At 8th grade, go on, look at your high schools in your area, get a certification in cosmetology, go out and be a beautician immediately after high school. And can I put a plug in for our school? We're having mini CTE sessions all throughout the month on Thursday evenings, and that's at Somerset VOTEC. So if your students are in 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th grade and want to come and explore, they can come to our high school this month and
that's so
out.
Great.
That's awesome. Janet, thank you for
sharing
that.
Unfortunately, it didn't work out for me, Dennis, because I got artists.
Right.
Muted trombone.
Wah, wah, wah.
Don't
Janet,
give
thank
birth
you.
to 4 freaking artists. None of them is ever going to make a dime.
Well, you were talking about college funding and who funds colleges. College enrollment down 2.9 million students, but revenue is up 15.2 billion.
Well, also because a lot of them, forget the fact that they get all that funding, but they raise their tuition like crazy.
So you're buying into a scam. You really are, and it's a shame. But what it's turned into, it's not what it was back in the day. So do you use your degree? 1-800-283-101.5, or is your degree worth it? Your call coming up. It's 10:30. Org. Yes. What's that?
No, I just wanted to. I said I was happy to report that Mike was not being snarky. He literally wanted to call out his friends who send their kids to college and back it up with facts. That's because I mentioned before that it upset me as a Jewish parent that there were other Jewish parents that I know that will send their kids off to these schools that clearly are anti-Semitic. And so Mike asked me to give him a list. Google it. You will be astonished from what you see. But we're talking about college degrees and whether they turn out to be everything that they cost. And in most cases, in today's day and age, no. They're worth like maybe, I don't know, a tenth of what they cost.
And for some people, especially people our generation, it means everything to them. It's who they are. It's where they went to school and where they graduated from, and it opened doors for them. And but today, sadly, it's become a scam.
Sick. I've never been more. You know what's funny, Dennis? Like you and I have been talking about this for 20 years together. And it's just got worse over the years. It's like worse and worse and worse and worse. And now with this thing, with what these colleges are pushing out with all of these protests and everything, the people who like Hamas, the pro-Hamas people, Does that prove anything to you? Like, if nothing else proved it, does this prove anything?
Well, it's just like when you dig your heels in on a political candidate for or against, you may see the proof and the effect, the positive or negative effect on your life, but you made a bet, and so you double down on it. You don't admit, oh, that was wrong. You go, no, damn it, I feel this way, and I'm sticking with it. And everything's burning around you. It doesn't matter. Yeah. Just keep doubling down.
Yeah.
Okay. Gary's in Colts Neck. Hey, Gary.
Good morning, DJ, JD. So you know where I went to school?
Where?
The School of Street Smarts. I know how to make shekels, labor.
SOSS?
What happened? These people, kids, what are they learning in college? I'm all for it if you go in your, field. I have kids that went to college. We're paying a student loan, and they're doing something totally what they were supposed to do in college. Yeah. Shame on these.
How many kids you got, Gary?
Sorry. 3 that I know of.
Right. What colleges should do, they should pay the student loans back. If the kid didn't get a job with an income commensurate to their investment, the college should be responsible.
That is actually a great. I mean, Den, but I have seen billboards for schools that say
Rider
job. They say or guarantee.
Yeah, I think Rider's one of them.
Guarantee.
Yeah,
you're kidding.
No, Rider
what does that mean?
They'll help you with career placement when you're done. And
yeah, I see a lot of schools that do that. But I mean, some of the trade schools say your job guaranteed, and I'm like,
trade
really?
school,
what do they do? Yeah.
Sure, and because contractors and skilled people, craftsmen, are waiting for these kids to get out of school because they need new people. They're like, yeah, send them over here. Whereas businesses aren't saying, send your college degrees to graduates with the communications degree, send them over here.
Right. No, I don't think so.
All right, Gary, good luck to you. Thank you for the call. I'm glad you graduated from the School of Street Smarts, SOSS. Bad football team, though.
They were like
no discipline.
No.
All right,
Todd. They don't wear helmets either. So
Todd's in Princeton. Hi, Todd.
Hi. How are you doing?
Good. How are you?
Good. So what I'm going to say is, this is from my point, is, again, I came from a very well-to-do family. And again, I went to school for a little bit. I went to community college. But my parents were well enough off where I went for restaurant hotel management. And in doing so, I was running a restaurant at the time, and they were able to support me and provide me the income to open up my own business, which, again, it's not easy because, again, you need a lot of money.
Right.
And with all of that, I was able to take the experience that I got from doing my own business for over 10 years and bring it into the corporate industry. And I guess basically what I'm saying is, if you don't get the college experience and you don't have a family that's well-to-do that's able to support you, you're not going to be able to have the opportunities to move ahead with the companies and the corporate in doing what you have to do.
All right. Say a kid has his parents are middle class or lower middle class, and he's hungry to do well in life, but doesn't want to go to college, doesn't have the money to go to college. You're saying he or she has no shot at success in America in life?
No, I'm saying that he has to go to school.
So you're saying you have to go to college?
You have to go to college, yes. Unless if you have...
Well, you go to college 4 years, you spend at least $60,000 that you don't have, that you're going to be in debt. Or you can go to plumbing school or HVAC, spend $15,000 and come out making, a lot more than your fellow college graduates. Which one would you pick of the school you're recommending, Todd?
Again, my thing is, if you're going to school, for me, if you're able to do the route that I did...
You're not, but I just gave you an example of a kid that's not. What is that
then
kid
they're going to
do?
have to go to school. They're going to have to go to Votech, or they're going to have to go to school. Because, again, when you just walk out, even if you have a degree, even if you have a doctorate, and you went to school for 10 years...
Right.
Who's to say that you're going to get a high-paying job if you have no experience?
So when you say go to school, what are you recommending? What kind of school?
Well, you have to do, again, whatever makes you happy. Because if you don't do something that makes you happy...
I'm going to shoot myself. I can't.
All right, Todd, thank you, and good luck to you. Do you want to plug? Do you have a restaurant you want to plug?
I have no restaurant, no nothing. No.
He doesn't have it anymore.
Oh, you sold it.
He did that.
Oh, you're in corporate.
I work for a company, but I don't want to plug the company.
Yeah.
I just want to say, hey, I'm trying to give people any kind of advice moving forward.
Very good. All right, thank you,
Gotcha.
Todd. Appreciate the call to New Jersey 101.5.
Den, you and I talk about the things that people say that annoy you on a regular basis, and there's one I always forget to mention. People call here routinely, and they go, hey, Dennis, Judi, love your show. Oh, okay. So what do you have to say today? And they go, again, I was never a person who, why would you begin the sentence with again? And you've never said it in the first place, but it happens all the time. They go, so I just want to tell you, I love your show, but again, I was educated in this. What do you mean again? What does again mean?
But
You
then
didn't
again,
start.
some people turn around and use those
the
as a
other one.
turn around.
That's the other one.
Right?
Turn around.
Right is another one. I
The
hate
right doesn't bother me.
Right. Oh,
because
right bothers me.
Well, I stopped letting it bother me because I realized that it just takes the place of, So it sounds a little bit more pro than But the again at the beginning of a sentence, but you didn't say anything yet. There's nothing to again.
Well, I think we should both turn around and forgive that.
We're just going to
Right?
turn around and forgive it.
Right? All right,
So
listen.
then I turned around and said, why are you doing that? And then he turned around and said, sorry for doing that. And Dennis, sometimes you have to bring this up in the middle of an hour, even though it's not the topic, just because I couldn't even concentrate on what the guy was saying from how many times he said again.
It makes people
Now,
dizzy,
again,
right?
You have something to read.
I do. Dennis Malloy here, and if you're thinking about giving your home's exterior a makeover, you've got to check out B&B Siding and Roofing. I met with these folks. Tremendous family. A woman-owned business serving New Jersey for over 30 years, transforming more than 5,000 homes. They have style-guided experts, friendly consultants who help you every step of the way. It's not like, yeah, you need this, you need that color. They sit down with you. You help design what you want, and they come up with a job. They pride themselves on their superior customer communication and quality work. They have financing options available, and they back their work with a lifetime guarantee. And they've told me stories where they would go back over and over again because something wasn't right, and they'll do it. No high-pressure sales tactics. They've got an A-plus rating from the Better Business Bureau, and in this business, that's very important and very rare. I know how important honesty and transparency is when it comes to finding the right company to work on your home, so trust B&B Siding and Roofing. They are the real deal. Get started today online at bbsiding.com. So we're talking about, is your degree worth it? There's a girl on TikTok, her video's gone viral. She's going door to door with her resumes and can't find a job. She has 2 degrees. Is your degree worth it? You're much better off if you go to technical school, trade school, in finding meaningful work and work that will pay. And Bob online, we'll get to Bob. He says he can't guarantee money after trade school either. There's no guarantees in life, but you have a much better shot at signing on to a job in the trades than walking around waving a piece of paper that means nothing. Steve's, hopefully we can get to Bob. Steve's in Millstone. Hi, Steve.
Yeah, hey, how you doing? I have 3 kids, and I'm going to use 2 of them as examples. I'm proud of all my kids. One's 23. She went to University of South Carolina, graduated with about $65,000 in debt, which I'll help her out with.
Right.
My son, he's 20 years old. Did 1 semester at James Madison, decided it wasn't for him. Went to work actually for somebody that you just advertised for, my very best friend at Guaranteed. The owner kind of pointed him in the right direction, and I'm a sales guy. Got my son motivated, if I can say it. My son started his own landscape business. What was it? April, May of last year, and at 20 years old, he made just under 6 figures last year. So you got one kid that has a good amount of debt, and she doesn't like the job that she has, and she's making, about 50 right out of school after living the dream. And you have another kid that's decided to work with his hands and be driven. And that's the whole key to this. If a kid's driven, they don't need school. Plumber, electrician. I mean, I can tell you right now, the guy that owns Guaranteed, and I've known him for years. You watch some of the great trade people he has, the tradespeople he has, they do well.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter, like, as I said, plumber, electrician, whatever. You don't have to come out of school with No, money is not guaranteed, but if you're driven, you'll do okay.
Yep. Very well said, Steve. Very well said. We got to run, but thank you so much for sharing your story. Pete is in Forked River. Pete, hi. You're on New Jersey 101.5.
Hey, guys, it's Brother Pete.
Brother Pete.
Hey, brother.
Real quick, what do you got?
How are you guys?
We're good.
All right, real quick. Your best thing to do is you go to a vocational school. Because even these trade schools that you go to, you're going to wind up with a fee of having to pay besides going to work and making no money because you start at entry-level positions.
Right. Right.
So what's the sense of having all that money bulk up? If you go to a vocational school, that's like a few $100s to go to those schools, and they teach you the same thing that you do in a trade school.
Right. All right, Pete, thank you. It certainly makes sense to me. And Tony in Millstone dropped out of college and became an insurance broker. There's good money in that. Paul in Atco says military is also a good option for kids. Absolutely. And Bob in California, I'm sorry to get to you, Bob, can't guarantee money after trade school either. No guarantees in life, but you got a better shot at being productive and making money out of a trade school than a 4-year degree in whatever. Thanks for the call. It always gets a lot of reaction. 1056. And when you're ready to sell your home fast, you need to call Robert Dukansky of RE/MAX First Advantage.
Jose and Hilda missed their grandkids, so they decided to sell their home in Avenel to move closer to them. Rob Dukansky was the real estate agent for that job. After 16 showings, only 9 days on the market, the property sold for $450,000. That was $30,100 over the list price.
Nothing beats Rob's Your Home Sold Guaranteed program. You don't need to worry about things like interest rates or market uncertainty when you choose the right agent. Find out more at robsellsnj.com.
Robert Dukansky not only lists your home, but he's got the in-house marketing to drive hundreds of buyers to your home, creating demand and driving up the price. You need to call the only agent we would call if we need to sell our homes. That's Robert Dukansky, 855-350-1015. That's 855-350-1015.
Or you can go online, robsellsnj.com, robsellsnj.com, or just Google robsellsnj, and then
start packing.
New Jersey chime time, 11:09. Dennis and Judi Show. I'm Dennis Malloy. That's Judy Franco. And there was a story recently of a woman on a plane. It was a United flight, by the way, and United is the airline most people here in New Jersey fly. Well, she was flying a United flight, and lo and behold, her dog, she let the dog out of its carrier, and it decided to poop. And the airline passengers on the plane were freaking out, trying to figure out where the poop smell came from. And then they discovered it, and then they called the flight attendant and said, "Can you take care of this?"
So the flight attendant had to pick up dog duty? I mean, is that insane, Dennis? I'm sorry. Is it me, or are we in bizarro world?
Now, when you and I started flying as kids years ago, you were allowed to smoke on a plane, which was now seems ridiculous. But there was never a dog or a cat or whatever on a flight. You put.
By the way, I don't even think they were even seeing eye dogs, which was the only dog that would be allowed, because most people, if they were blind, would be flying with a companion. If you brought a seeing eye dog, the dog would be put with it was just cargo, whatever in the cargo hold, and would be perfectly fine and safe and comfortable. And
well, I don't know why they don't do that anymore. If anybody can explain to me why they don't put animals in the cargo hold like they used to, comfortably, safely, secured, whatever. Maybe a lot of animals died. I don't know. But now when you go on a flight, you're subject to all kinds of animals sitting in there with you. Now, I don't even like animals at a restaurant, outdoor, indoor. It's not my thing. I just don't think you need to do that. And I see a lot of people are comfortable with it, and good for you. I'm not, and I'll avoid it if I can. But on a plane, you're really stuck for 4 or 5 hours, 3 hours. And, yeah, the animal doesn't know that there's a latrine in the
What if you're next to the animal?
Right.
What if you're the one next to the animal? My friend just flew first class, and she's like, she was in the bulkhead because she wanted to bring her dog. And I'm like, but there's still some, I don't care if it's first class. Even more of a reason that person paid double for the ticket and they have to sit next to your freaking hairy, stupid, old ass dog.
All right. So, 2 questions. What?
She's like, shut up. He's almost dead. I don't care.
Where have you seen pets, dogs, animals, where you don't think they should be? Or B, what kind of crazy ass stuff have you seen on airplanes, including the animals? Now, I got to admit, I did this once. I went to Texas to bring my daughter back when she was moving back here, helped her pack up, move, all this other stuff. And then the biggest hurdle to me was bringing the cats on the plane. Now, I wouldn't care if they put the carriers in the holding it. I don't think she would have cared either. But the standard practice is you bring them on the plane.
I don't get why. And by the way, the other thing is that people don't understand that dogs have coats for a reason because they can be outside. Now, you're not going to leave a dog in freezing weather outside for an extended period of time, but dogs were meant to be or built so that they could withstand cold that humans could not. That's why you don't need to buy them little shoes and little sweaters. So if the idea is that the cargo hold is cold, they can handle that for a few hours. Dogs can handle that. We've turned them into human beings. So my question is, does it bother you if there's an animal on a plane? Or do you agree with Dennis and me that shouldn't be allowed? And if you're so sick emotionally that you need an animal on the plane, you shouldn't be flying. 1-800-283-101.5. Now for $20, Dennis, online, I think they raise it to $50. You get a paper that says, this is an emotional support dog. Emotional support dog? What if I need an emotional support elephant? What if I have a severe, what do they call it when things, the clothes bother you touching you?
Phobia?
The sensitivity to sensory issues. What if I have a severe sensory issue and pants touching my bottom really bother me? Should I be allowed to fly bottomless?
I have that. That's why I'm broadcasting naked most days.
Should I say, look, I have a certificate from the internet that cost me $50 that says things touching my butt bother me. I can only put my bare butt on an airline seat because we all have to accept this because you have an emotional problem? Stop.
When we had the 2 cats on the plane, I had never done this before, and one of the cats decided to go for a while.
You're kidding.
No, and I was like, I'm sorry. We have a cat in the thing. I'm sorry.
How embarrassing.
Oh, my God. I felt like
Were you mortified?
Jumping. You know that plane?
But was your daughter mortified? Oh, she didn't fly with you.
She did. No, she was, but I was the one apologizing to 3 rows in either direction. And it didn't last long. And then one, everybody was like, it's fine. Don't worry. It's good.
And I think I would have been okay with a cat also because it's different than a dog.
And you don't let it out of the carrier at all. And then one of the carriers was a backpack carrier. The carrier I had the cat in was you carry it. And along with a what do you call it, a carry-on bag. So I'm carrying a cat.
Different. No, this was a dog. My friend's...
One of the cats.
Sorry.
That she had, hers was a backpack carrier. So she had it on her back when we finally got to Philly. And then she said, Dad, I think Nala peed the dog or the cat.
You know what? You reap what you sow.
Exactly. But it was a long-ass day, and we, finally got back to, then we have to get a car, and then we have to, but the cat peed on her back. So if you're getting a backpack animal carrier,
expect that.
Expect urine on your back. Helicopter Tony from Colts Neck. Hey.
Hey, how you doing? You got me?
Yeah, I got you.
Okay, I'm a retired helicopter pilot, and I was doing some charters from New York to the Hamptons. And I had this kind of affluent lady, and she had 4 dogs. The little Fufu or Fifi or the little fluff ball. These things, she couldn't handle them, and I was dumb enough to let them get on board with me, and it was just her. They were all over the place. I had a hard time keeping control of the helicopter, but I couldn't tell her that. I worked for a charter company.
Right.
The worst flight I ever had. They were all over, and it's a little hard because they were almost by my pedals, and she had leashes on them, but she was letting them run amok.
Oh, my God. Was it a 2-seater or a 4-seater?
No, it's 2 in the front and 3 in the back. It was a nice machine. She's in the back, and 4 dogs were. It was a little, it was crazy.
Ridiculous.
It was the worst flight I ever had.
How many flights did you take as a helicopter pilot?
Oh, I've been doing it since like the early 90s.
Over 1,000?
30 years.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I lost count. I'd have to look at my book. I got thousands of hours flying, and it's just like flying Uber.
How was the pay?
Well, when you first start out, you can hardly feed yourself. But as you get into better companies and get more hours, they pay you a little more. But the airline guys, they make the big bucks, not helicopter guys.
All right.
Even though a helicopter's 3 times harder to fly.
Right. All right, Tony. Hope you're enjoying retirement.
Yeah. Right now, I'm driving a truck from a friend of mine, Crazy Gary the landscaper.
Oh, that guy.
Yeah, from Colts Neck too. I heard him on the radio this morning.
Yeah, you don't have a real Colts Neck accent.
Smart.
You're not born.
I went to the school of street smarts. I went to the school of hard knocks. I can knock him on his butt.
I like this guy. Call anytime, Tony. Thank you. Appreciate the call.
Somebody wrote in, Dennis.
Yes.
Temperatures at 35,000 feet can be minus 30 below zero. No animals can survive that. They have special cargo area that is pressurized and temp control for traveling pets. Okay.
All right.
But, because obviously they're not going to put them in minus 30 below. But for that, you need special aircraft-approved crate, the right size and all. All I'm saying is when I was young...
That's what they did.
That's what they did. Plus, I can't believe that my suitcases go in minus 30. Like, things would explode, wouldn't they?
Yeah, I don't know.
All I can tell you is Barbie, who wrote in, they did that for many generations. Since the beginning of aviation in this country, pets were put in the cargo hold. Now, I'm not saying they were put in minus 30 degrees. Obviously, they were not. But there was a special place for pets, and that's where pets should be on a plane.
All right, 1-800-283-101.5 is a United flight recently. Cooped up tiny dog poops on United Airlines flight as fellow travelers scramble to figure out the culprit. Accidents happen. What have you experienced on a plane with dogs, cats? 1-800-283-101.5, 11. So a dog let out of its crate by their owner left a smelly mess on a United Airlines flight that forced unlucky passengers to suffer on board the aircraft. Travelers who departed Portland en route to Denver claimed a woman's fussy chihuahua was behind the chaos when she let the small pup out of their crate at some point during the flight Monday. So what have you encountered with pets where they normally wouldn't be, and back a generation ago definitely wouldn't have been? Airplanes, restaurants. 1-800-283-1015 is the phone number. I'll never forget the story we did was a foreign diner owner. He might have been Greek, maybe something else. And he didn't get why they were forcing him to allow dogs, and it was a service animal. But he's like, yeah, okay, I get it, but he's with somebody. Just have the person he's with, walk him in the diner. I don't want a dog in my restaurant. Oh, all kinds of hell rained down on him.
Remember, Dennis, we went there. We did there were people protesting outside.
Yeah. And it's again, people have no idea what it's like to run a business. And if it's your business and you say no animals, it should be no animals. Service animals, we've now had to say, well, absolutely you must. Even if you say, I don't want it, it scares 8 other customers away. Too bad, doesn't matter. But they got a person with them that can guide them. Too bad, doesn't matter. Roll over. All right, 1-800-283-101.5 is the phone number. Bob. Oop, I had the wrong button. Here's Bob.
Hello?
From Marlboro. Hi, Bob.
Yeah, okay, so I have a family member, highly allergic to dogs. We work with United Airlines. We call in advance. Are you sure there's no dogs on this plane? My family member's highly allergic. Please, please, please. Don't worry, they say. Don't worry. We get on the plane. Halfway through the flight, I start swelling, coughing, tearing, breathing, and this person's also an asthmatic. Found out that they let some smelly mutt up on the front forward end of the plane, and that's what happened. We called to complain about it. Oh, they give us a free ticket. And I said, listen, what is it going to take for you people to realize that somebody could end up going into an asthmatic attack in the middle of a flight where they could either wind up in a hospital or dead because of somebody's hobby dog? And it's like the level of entitlement of these people is astounding. It's like unless they have a medical reason, they should not be on this plane. You are putting people's lives at risk. I was just in a local drugstore over in Marlboro. Some guy standing at the counter with a dog under his arm. At the counter where I'm getting medicine. Are you kidding me?
It's
I agree with you, and I feel your anger, Bob. I cannot believe this is allowed to go on, especially when you call before.
Yeah.
I just have to ask you, though, do you call like the night before the flight? Because maybe somebody booked after you.
Nope. We called right up to the time of departure, and they never even told us. And it's like, you got to be kidding me. And it wasn't like some little frou-frou dog. It was like, like a golden retriever sized dog. It was some kind of, I don't know what it was, some kind of mutt.
Now, did you confront the people? Did you confront the people who had the dog?
My friend. I'm sure this was
Are you
my
kidding
friend.
me? No, because we were towards the aft end of the plane, and these people were all forward. So we had no idea that they even got on the plane. That was the other thing, too. We had no idea that they even got on the plane.
Oh.
And it's like I said, there are, and again, it's like, if you've got a service, at least tell us, be in advance. They need to do a better job of triaging this stuff to find this out, and they need to change the federal laws, because it's just a matter of time before someone's going to get attacked, or there's going to be literally a dog fight on a plane, and then there's going to be blood and this and that, and they'll be like, oh, wow, we shouldn't have done this.
All right, thank you, Bob. Appreciate the call.
Pain.
Yeah, for sure.
And I've never been allergic, but I go, when did we get here where the animal is more important than the person?
Late 90s, early 2000s, I believe. I don't know how we got here, but that's around when. Tom is in Forked River. Hi.
How you doing?
Good.
I was getting on a plane one time, going back a couple years, and I get to my seat. I'm severely allergic to cats. And here's this lady sitting in the middle seat with a cat on her lap. And I just stood there and very loudly said, oh, no, this is not happening. I am not sitting next to that cat. I'm severely allergic, and this ain't happening. Fortunately, the stewardesses reacted very quickly and said, we will move her. And they moved her. And that was that.
Well, how far away? Yeah, how far away does a cat have to be that it doesn't affect you?
I was in the service business all my life, and if I went into a house where there was cats, which happened, but I'd have to be into the house for maybe 20 minutes before it would start affecting me. The dander floats through the air.
But she has the cat in a carrier, and now she's 20 rows back. Should that be?
It was not in a carrier.
Oh, that's
loose, sitting on her lap.
Oh, that's scary because cats just jump and take
They're
off.
They're allowed to be. I thought they have to be in a carrier.
I thought so too.
This thing was not in a carrier. It was sitting on her lap.
Yikes. All right. Thank you, Tom. Appreciate the call to New Jersey 101.5. Yeah, I thought there had to be in carriers, and it's risky. We were even afraid to take the cats out of the carrier because, they had to inspect them when you go through the security. So we had to go into a room where an officer walked us to a room, a TSA officer, opened the crate, took it out, looked at it like, is it hiding?
To see if it had little heroin pellets in its anus?
Right, or bombs or whatever, and then put it back. And it had to be in a closed room because if you open that crate, in the line with everybody else, cats are spooky and freaky. They'll just run. And then you got a loose cat in the concourse of the airport.
I'm sorry, I can't even, every time you tell me this story, it makes my skin crawl.
Yeah, it was one of the most unpleasant, tense travel times of my life.
You're a good dad. I would have said to my kids, I'm sorry, Mommy's not doing this.
Joy and Steve, hang on. We'll talk to you next. You're in an encounter with an animal, a pet, either at a restaurant or a plane or somewhere where they weren't a generation ago, but they are now. It's 11:30, New Jersey 101.5. 11:35, Dennis and Judi show. Talking about pets on planes, pets in places that you aren't used to. And if you are one of these people that bring a pet to the drugstore, grocery store, airplane, and you want to refute these people, rebut these people are like, I can't do, what about the allergies? Keep your pet home. What do you have to say? We'd love to hear from you because we don't really hear from you that much. And the people who have their dog on their lap, on their shoulder as they're driving a car.
Oh, come on.
That's a little scary. Joy is calling from Monroe. Hello, Joy.
Hi, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Okay, so we were the culprits in this situation. In college, we went to Alaska to gut fish for money, and my
that might be the more interesting part of the conversation.
You went to Alaska to do what for money?
We worked in a fish processing plant, so we gutted fish, gutted salmon.
How much? So it was a lot of money, and you thought, let's take advantage of this opportunity, make a bunch of cash in a short period of time.
Sure.
All right.
So we're there for the summer. On the way home from Anchorage to New Jersey, my girlfriend falls in love with this baby dwarf flop-eared bunny. So it's the early 90s, so security wasn't the same.
Right.
So she put it in her sweater, walked right through the metal detector. We had a shoebox. So once we got on the plane, she put it in the shoebox. The flight attendant saw it and brought him a little salad.
Oh, my gosh.
And then it was fine, but it was a very long flight. And I guess we dozed off, and it got out of the little shoebox. So now we're crawling through the aisles, and we're looking under everybody's seats. And they're like, what are you looking for? And I was like, it's just a small animal. And people were like freaking out.
Freaking out. Two girls that smell like fish crawling on the floor.
Oh, yeah, we did.
Oh, my
How long did it take the fish smell to go away?
Months.
So
well,
you
just think of this, though.
What?
Any cat that was hiding on the plane was attracted to you.
That's true. So you found the rabbit.
One guy who seemed extremely agitated was like, what are you looking for? And I said, it's just a little python.
Good.
I thought it was funny. I was 20. Whatever. It was a harmless, tiny little bunny.
And somebody found it, you put it back in the box, and everybody lived happily ever after.
Happily ever after. Yep.
That's awesome. Great story. Joy, would you do that again? I mean, was that one of the summers you look back on fondly?
Oh, my God. Best experience, yes, ever. So much craziness.
Jen, I know you're
in
dying
a town.
to do that.
Well, it had to be a stinky, thankless job as gutting fish all day.
I was 20.
Yeah, right. But and at night...
I'm good at it. If you need a fish gutted, I got you.
And you and your friend were there to meet the guys because it's like an 8-to-1 ratio of men were up there, right?
I'm not going to say we were there to meet guys, but we met plenty.
I love this.
I wish I did that when I was 20. That's so much fun.
All right, Joy, thank you. Appreciate the call to New Jersey 101.5. That is a topic, Judy.
What?
The best summer you had in college. Because I think that's when you have your best summers, right?
Yeah. Maybe. I'm trying to think. Mine might have been in high school then.
Yeah? All right, we can combine the two. Best summer.
Best summer you ever had?
Yeah.
I don't know. Do you want to hear people's stories?
I do.
I remember the diving horse at the old steel pier in Atlantic City. My wife Mildred and I just loved it. It was beautiful. I don't know. Can't you hear that coming?
No. I heard, gutting fish in Alaska for the summer.
That's fun. Yeah.
All
if
right.
somebody did something like really cool.
Backpack through Europe, but that stuff.
Oh, so let's ask that. Like, what crazy adventure did you have when you were younger
In the
that
summer.
you can't believe you did?
Right. Okay. And no diving horse and no 80-year-old woman named Mildred allowed. Sorry. We're allowed to discriminate on the program. Steve's in Cherry Hill 20 years ago saw a dog in a baby carriage.
Oh, yeah. And I have to agree. That was probably when things started to go a little
Sideways.
More towards, sideways. I would say sideways. Exactly. We were in my mother-in-law's community in Florida, and my kids, I don't know, they probably were, I had 3 boys that were in their teens at that point. And we're driving down the road, and we saw a lady we thought it was an elderly lady. We thought it was, with her grandchild, but then we looked closer, it was a dog in the baby carriage.
Saw that 2 weeks ago walking in my neighborhood.
Right. So but I think that's probably when things started to, like you say, go sideways, where people, are placing such an emphasis on pets,
Yeah.
And I just want to follow up with the story. My wife and I were walking through the neighborhood, and we met up with one of our neighbors who's an avid dog lover. She has like 3 dogs. And we're talking to her, and, about, the dogs that she rescued. And she goes, yeah, I think of my dogs as my children, right? So we left the conversation. I go to my wife. I said, how would that lady like it? Again, this lady has 3 kids. I said, how would that lady like it if her kids said, we think of our dog as our parent, So, it's going sideways, man. It really is.
Thing.
Yeah.
No, I know.
Never looked at it that way, but yeah.
It's
all right,
sideways.
Steve, thank you. What do you think the percentage of our audience listening right now thinks of, their pets as their kids and, would bring
75%.
I would say 50, maybe 60, but yeah, it's more on that
All I
side.
can tell you is, Dennis, how many times have I asked here on the air in the last 20 years?
Mm-hmm.
More in the last 10. If a guy comes to your house, puts a gun to your head and says,
"Yeah,
I'm going to shoot either you or your baby or your dog," what do you choose?
Yeah.
100% of the time, people go, "That'll never happen," or "That I could not shoot." Nobody ever says, obviously, Fido.
Now, but I was going to say Spike or Max, but now they've become kids' names.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, 1-800-283-101.5. A bunch of passengers were scrambling to figure out why on this United flight did it smell like poop. Well, this lady let her dog out in the plane, and it pooped on the seat and on the floor, and they had to get somebody to come clean it up. And the pregnant woman behind this row was about to retch. They had to get her a airsick bag. And it's funny, on the pictures in the New York Post, you see a brown spot, but they blurred it out. They blurred out the poop on the picture.
Yeah, they blur out poop.
And they blur out when those 2 migrants from Venezuela gave the finger to America when the New York Police Department let them out after beating up 2 cops. Did you see that story?
Yeah, but I didn't notice they blurred it.
When they showed him on TV, giving the double finger to everybody, they blurred out the finger. Like, okay, we know it's his hand. We know what he's doing.
It's not like we think he's giving you the peace sign.
Right, and you're blurring out a brown spot on an airline seat. We know what it is.
It's very funny. You're right.
All right, so where have you seen dogs, whether you're on a plane or cats, where they normally wouldn't be? And what happened? 1-800-283-101.5. It's 11:44. We're going to check fast traffic and take your call coming up. And I want to tell you, if you are thinking about giving your home a makeover, exterior makeup, you got to check out B&B Siding and Roofing. It's a woman-owned business. They're serving New Jersey for over 30 years. They have style-guided experts, and these people are really down-to-earth, friendly. They've got a great reputation, an A-plus rating from the Better Business Bureau. They have transformed more than 5,000 homes. Friendly consultants who help you every step of the way in designing your dream exterior. They pride themselves on the superior customer communication and quality work. And they have financing options available and back their work with a lifetime guarantee. There's no high-pressure sales tactics, which you'll find with a lot of companies these days. They're great people. I stand by them. B&B Siding and Windows. I know it's important that you have honesty and transparency when it comes to finding the right company to do work on your home. B&B Siding and Roofing are the real deal. B&B Siding and Roofing. Get started today online at bbsiding.com. Dennis and Judi show, we're talking about pets on planes, which common occurrence today. You never would have seen it, say, 20, 25 years ago. This flight, United flight, a dog was let out of its crate, decided to poop on the seat, and smelled pretty bad. It was a little chihuahua, and passengers surrounding the area were not happy. Yeah?
I'm glad we got this in the app chat, Dennis, from a jumbo jet pilot. I'm a 747 pilot. Cargo holds are temperature controlled. Duh. And that is why a pet can safely travel in the cargo hold, in a cage, in a crate, whatever. Who started putting them in the cabin? I do not know. And now it's become so acceptable that it's almost like we as human beings are forced to sit with animals because somebody will buy a certificate online for $50. It says this is an emotional support animal.
The guy called and said he saw a dog in a baby carriage. And Sherry writes, down in Venice, Florida, where she is now, everybody down here has dog carriages. And Chris from Cinnaminson says, you want to puke? Paul rents instead of parents makes my head hurt.
Yes, but let me read you one more thing.
These are from the app chat. And you're welcome to
fur babies does make my head hurt.
You're welcome to chime in on the app chat, get the app downloaded, and just comment on the app.
So Carrie in Freehold says, I would have loved to have brought my pupper Bruce to Disney World with me. I probably could have made it work with my anxiety, quote unquote anxiety, but I couldn't actually bring myself to do it because there are people that really need service animals. I couldn't be a part of the people that are messing things up for them with emotional support animals. Thank you, Carrie. I would like to applaud you. And by the way, just so you know, you can bring your animals, put them in the cargo hold.
Speaking of Disney...
Is there an airline that wouldn't do that now, Dennis?
I don't know what the policy is. Why everybody has their...
What if you have a What if you're moving to California and you're flying and you have a Doberman? You don't put him in the cargo hold? Of course you do. Nobody's flying with a Doberman.
I think I'd love to hear from people what the largest animal they've seen on a plane, because I think some pretty big dogs have made it onto planes.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. What Dennis?
Well,
where are we going?
And that's why we're in the handbasket. You mentioned Disney.
Yeah.
Disney trips are so overwhelming. That woman mentioned anxiety going to Disney. The tourists are paying for classes on how to plan them. Trips to Disney World become so complicated and expensive that some families are now paying to take classes just to learn how to navigate the place.
I know somebody who is a Disney consultant, Dennis. She makes $1,000 over what a travel agent would charge to do it, depending on how much money the trip is, and then a certain amount of money you're spending over that, she gets a percentage.
There are books you can buy and even $39 Zoom tutorials to get the best out of your Disney vacation. Here's the Disney theme song. I don't have that. But I would
have had one more kid. I always said this. I would have had one more kid.
If
my husband looked at me square in the eye one day and said, do you want to go to Disney again? I mean, talk about a...
Birth control. Contraceptive.
Birth control.
It's not a bad idea. I mean, I would never go again with little kids, but it's not a bad idea because it is so overwhelming and confusing. I can see the tutorials and the books and the classes. Yeah, I get it. All right, it's...
people pay for wedding planners.
Right.
You know?
Right. It's 11:55. More of the Dennis and Judi show to come.
All right, listen to me. The colder weather's here. Maybe you're walking around in pain and you just don't know what to do about it. Some people are at the end of their ropes with pain and they still haven't gone to Trinity Rehab. I don't understand that. There is an outstanding physical therapy facility that has locations all around New Jersey and Pennsylvania. It's called Trinity Rehab, and they will not let you out of there till you're out of pain. They have stuff that other people don't have, like the EPAT therapy, which is a cutting-edge acoustic pressure wave therapy, breaks up scar tissue, gets most people better in 3 5-minute sessions. It's a miracle cure for pain. It's worked for so many of us here, including me, Dennis, at the radio station. Please call them today. Not only is Trinity in network with Aetna, But they're also now fully in network with Blue Cross Blue Shield. Call them 800-518-0977 or go to trinity-rehab.com. They have same-day appointments. They have no prescription needed to get started. And it's never been easier to go because they're all over New Jersey and Pennsylvania, like Somerville, Howell, Hamilton, Woodbridge, Wall, their newest locations in Piscataway and Somers Point. So you know there's a Trinity Rehab near you. For more details, visit trinity-rehab.com.
New Jersey chime time. It's 12:09. It's the Dennis and Judi Show. I'm Dennis Malloy.
I'm Judy Franco. Hey, kids. How are you?
Ooh. Had some hot pepper for lunch. Yikes.
You do that every day. What
Not
else
every
is
day.
new?
Not every day. But
Really?
some days. Ooh. There's a lot of things I'd like to talk about. Kyle put something in this morning that was interesting. And I think a lot.
Tell me.
I put a thread in from Reddit looking for Russian teachers. Any Russian teachers? I want to learn Russian for my friend, but self-teaching goes only so far. Help, please. So we thought we'd ask, are you bilingual? And it's always impressive to me if people are bilingual, trilingual. I have a cousin, I think he's in Jerusalem now, speaks like 6 languages. He's annoying AF, but he speaks 6 languages. Yeah, don't get me started.
Why, did something happen recently with him?
No. Just more and more coming to the realization that it's annoying.
I know, but I told you how I've learned to love lefties.
Well, I've been loving him. I'm the only one in my family who's still loving him.
Right.
But the more I think about him, and I think about him from time to time, I'm like, how'd you get so freaking annoying? So anyway, how many languages do you speak? Are you bilingual? And why? And how many languages do you speak? I'm very impressed with people who speak more than one language. Judi, as much as she will not admit it proudly, and she should, is bilingual and even knows a bit of some other languages as well. But
I don't think it's bilingual. I have a very useful working knowledge of Spanish. I don't think that's called bilingual.
I say it's bilingual because you can definitely get by in just about any scenario. You also know a little bit of Hebrew and a little bit of Arabic. So, that I think is amazing. So are you bilingual, and when does it come in handy or useful, and how did that come to be?
1-800-283-101.5. You know what I think is amazing, Dennis?
What?
I know a girl.
In New Jersey, I think we probably have a higher percentage of bilingual people than anywhere in the country. Sorry.
No, so I grew up with a girl. I mean, my daughter grew up with a girl who is from Brazil. So, of course, she speaks Portuguese, came here when she was like 10 and befriended my daughter, went to the same school together, and they were best friends their whole lives. And this girl grew up, so she speaks obviously fluent Portuguese and fluent English. But then all of a sudden she became a Spanish translator, which, by the way, people think it's similar. I once had somebody working in my house who spoke Portuguese. It's almost impossible to communicate if you know Spanish. People think Spanish and Portuguese are the same language. It's so different.
It's different, but the people who speak either one of those will get by understanding the other one.
I could not. I mean,
well, that's not your native language, Spanish, but
right. If you speak it,
people from
Spain. If you speak it,
no. If that's your native tongue, you can get it. Yeah, but it is, and they're almost like the French where they too many things.
Yeah, and not only that, but yeah, there's something. There's another weird thing that they do. I don't know. Stop it. But anyway, so she grew up to become a Spanish translator at the UN and one other language I forget. And I'm like, well, how did you learn Spanish? I kind of got.
Spanish is an easy language to learn. You got to admit.
And of course, she could speak Hebrew because, my daughter also knew Hebrew. I sent my kids to Jewish schools their whole lives, so they had Hebrew school, so they learned Hebrew. But she's kind of like I think your son is, where
they just
you spend enough time around people from that area and you kind of just like pick it up. And I don't get that. I could not pick up another language. As a matter of fact, I spent a lot of time in Florida recently where all of the Uber drivers and service people speak Spanish.
And no English?
And some of them know English.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I could not survive in a world where everybody around me spoke a different language and to quote unquote pick it up. How do you pick it up?
Well, my son Chris, he picks it up, and it's amazing. He learned Spanish from school, and from one of his best friends in school was from Spain. So they spoke a lot. And then he worked in the restaurant business, so he got more of it. And then, so he's pretty fluent in Spanish. And then when I studied Italian, he would just look at my books, and then he came with me to Italy. And by like Wednesday of that week, he's like, my cousin's like, well, how did your son learn Italian? I was like, I don't know. He just studied part of the book I was, studying.
I don't pick up stuff like that. Yeah. I grew up with Spanish, so I learned Spanish. But it's too late. My brain as an adult is closed. It's like the kitchen is closed.
We're closed for business.
My brain's closed. It doesn't want to learn anything else.
No, I can never do that. My brain is constantly saying, give me more, give me more.
Leave me alone. Oh, my brain might say, give me more, but it's not taking it.
All right, 1-800-283-101.5 is the phone number. Are you bilingual? Do you speak several languages? How, why, and how does that come in handy?
I just have to say something else also, Dan. I do feel like I have to make a choice in my life right now between learning something new and knowing what to do when I sit on the toilet. Or learning something new and knowing how to brush my hair. You know what I mean? Or knowing where my car keys are. Like, my brain can only fit so much.
Oh, I see.
So I would prefer to know where my car keys are, how to fold clothing, and what to do when I sit on the toilet than learn some new app. You get what I'm saying?
Yes.
There's only so much info. If you keep pushing stuff in, some stuff's going to push
I got you. All right. Carlos in Jackson.
You know why I'm saying when I sat on the toilet? Because one time somebody gave me a gummy and said, just take this, it'll relax, you won't get high. I got home, I sat on the toilet, I couldn't remember how to do
it. Kids, stay away from those gummies. Even the Haribo kind. No, those are safe. Carlos, hi.
Hi, how are you guys?
Good, how are you?
I'm very good, thank you. I just want to say something. Judi, you're a beautiful woman.
What?
I said you're a beautiful woman. You're gorgeous.
Thank you.
Carlos, parla italiano e espagnolo tutte due?
Tutte due, sono argentino, and from Spain was my mother.
So, your mother was from Spain. You grew up in Argentina?
I was there till like 6 years old, and then we came to the States.
In Argentina?
So in Spanish, you would be saying Argentino.
Argentina, sí. Soy de Argentina.
So, how did you learn Italian?
Argentino.
My father spoke Italian because he was Calabrese.
Your father was from Calabria, your mother was from Spain, and you grew up in Argentina till you were 6.
Yes, correct. So my dad used to say, from the door in, Italian and Spanish, from the door out, English.
And that was when you moved here?
And that's when we moved here, correct. We lived in Brooklyn, of course, we lived in Brooklyn. And my poor mother, she didn't get the English very good, so my father always found a place to live where there was a lot of Italian people,
And she spoke Italian as well?
Who?
Your mother.
My dad?
Your mother.
Yes, of course. Yes, of course. Of course.
Well, she's from Spain.
Yes, yes. But no. She actually learned it from my dad.
I have no idea what he's saying.
All right.
Okay.
And are they still with us?
Fortunately, my dad passed away 3 years ago. My mom, yes, she's still with us.
Very good.
Yes, but no.
Still in Brooklyn?
No. I work in the city, but I'm here in Jackson.
No, your mom. Your mom, where is she?
My mother's here. Yes, she's here.
Now, when do either language come in handy for you?
Every day.
Spanish.
Every day. I work at the Freedom Tower in the city.
Oh.
And there's a lot of tourists there. and it comes in handy. They see me outside, people want to ask you a question, and then you realize they're from Italy. Some people are from, Spain or whatever. They speak Spanish. And Judi is right. Portuguese has nothing to do with Spanish. I don't understand a word a Portuguese says.
Wow. Yeah. And it's funny, in Spain, the Basque language, Judi, they say has no connection to any of the Romance or European languages.
I don't know how that happens.
They don't know how that happened either. So, Carlos, what do you do at the Freedom Tower?
I am a mechanical engineer.
God bless you.
Thank you.
All right. Very good. Thanks, Carlos. Thanks so much for chiming in. See, you meet interesting, I think people who speak more than one language, very interesting people.
Really?
Yes. Except for
Never
you.
thought that.
Except for you. 1-800-283-101.5. Do you speak more than one language? How, why, and when does it come in handy? Pete, you got more than English in your bag?
No, basically just English and a little bit of high school Spanish, but I'd be embarrassed to even try it now.
Yeah.
Oh, come on.
I took 4 years of high school Spanish.
How do we
that
say?
Was a long time ago. I sat next to Lincoln.
And he flunked Spanish.
He flunked.
All right. Anna, Carla, hang on. We'll talk to you next 12:20. Here's more.
I don't think you're right, Dennis. I'm going to read what I think is right, okay? Gold is over $2,000 per ounce, and National Estate jewelry buyers in East Brunswick are extending their unprecedented one-week-only gold buying event through Sunday, February 11th. They're buying gold, silver, diamonds, name-brand watches, coins, coin collections, and designer handbags. For more info, visit toppricesforgold.com or call 732-257-GOLD. Please tell my friend Barry that I sent you. They are the people I trust when it comes to buying your stuff. And this is a very, very limited time event. Tell Barry I sent you. Free bottle of wine with every transaction while supplies last. Restrictions apply. I mean, I could be wrong, but I'm just guessing. Judi. I'm guessing that Kyle was wrong when he gave you that other thing.
No, that was right. That was right.
Ah, shoot. All right,
we'll
took a bet.
We'll do it.
Gambled and lost.
We're good.
So anyway, 1-800-283-101.5 is our phone number. People who are bilingual sometimes seem to have a leg up in society. And also, according to Dennis, they turn out to be much more interesting people. I don't know if that's true, but maybe prove to me that you are, in fact, interesting because you're bilingual. 1-800-283-101.5. And also, if you call bilingual what I am, which is just having a very good working knowledge of another language.
She's bilingual.
That's fine too. Anna in Old Bridge. Let's go right to her. Hi, Anna. You're on New Jersey 101.5.
Hi, how are you?
Good. How are you?
Good.
Good. Well, I'm Portuguese, and I speak Portuguese and Spanish, and of course English. And it is. I can speak Spanish, and it came very easy. I didn't have to learn it; it just happened. But anybody who is Spanish does not understand what I say or can speak it. And that's kind of...
In Portuguese?
Right? In Portuguese, yeah.
Yeah, it's funny language. I don't know how else to...
No, it is. It's not a flowing language, I have to admit.
I think it's like because of what Dennis said, all the zhuzhes.
Yes.
There's a lot of zhuzhing in there.
We do a lot of zhuzhing, yes, and there's the syllables are different, and sometimes the meaning is different. But I tell you something, they say Brazilian is not Brazilian, it's Portuguese. Okay, they speak Portuguese in Brazil,
right.
But what really gets to me is they have this Rosetta Stone. If you want to learn Portuguese, well, they put the Portuguese from Brazil, not the Portuguese from Portugal. And that just ticks me off.
Wait, how different is it?
Very different. Oh, my goodness. No, I understand Brazilian, of course, Portuguese from Brazil,
right.
And vice versa. However, the actual dialect is so different.
Yeah, it's like the French. It's like French and French Canadian. The French look down on the French Canadian and say, you don't speak our language properly. But they understand them.
I thought that was the same.
No. Same with Brazil. Once it crosses the Atlantic, It makes it's
like English with us and the Brits.
right. So Anna, please say for me, I'm very hungry. I have to find some place to eat lunch.
Eu tenho muita fome, tenho que procurar sítio para comer.
All right.
Wow.
Para comer, to eat.
Right. So I'm trying to
That's
think like,
close to
tengo
Spanish.
hambre y necesito encontrar un lugar para comer.
Nada para comer.
Almuerzo.
Right.
Huh?
Similar.
Very similar. But the zhuzh factor.
But I didn't judge.
No.
I wasn't judging. Maybe that's the difference.
Turner.
Anna, thank you so much for calling today.
Thanks.
All right, take care. Let's go to Carla in Berlin. You're on New Jersey 101.5. Hi, Carla.
Hi, Dennis and Judi. How are you?
We're good. How are you?
Good. Dennis, I ran into you last year. I'm good friends with Wendy from Berlin.
Oh, you know what? I was in therapy for 8 months just to get over that experience.
I remember, Dennis, this story, as a matter of fact.
Very nice lady.
Very
No,
difficult.
It was a pleasure meeting you.
No, he's still talking about it. The nightmare.
And you're beautiful, by the way, too.
Oh, thank you.
So your parents are from Portugal?
I'm Portuguese, born there, came here when I was 4, and I think it makes me a little bit interesting. And like Judi was saying earlier, I have kind of like a little leg up. Or actually, maybe it was you that said it. But my work, I'm actually able to help families, that have that language barrier.
Yeah.
So,
what do you do?
yeah, I'm in early intervention. I work with children from 0 to 3.
Wow. And so you use the Spanish quite often. How about Portuguese?
Yes, same. So Burlington County has a large population of Brazilian-speaking families, and I
Mostly in Riverside?
in Riverside. Yep. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So it works out nicely because you can help.
Yeah.
Carla, if you move to Long Branch, where they're all from Brazil, would you be able to speak there, or is it the Portuguese from Portugal?
So both. I certainly can understand Brazilian, and they have a harder time understanding us because of the shush and the different words. Like we say cão, they say cachorro. Things like that. So we
have it. You say what?
What was it? What does that word mean?
We say cão for dog, and they say cachorro. Things like that, and so for example,
I think they're both awful.
And it's perro in Spanish is perro, right?
And perro in Spanish, right? So yeah, so it's different, but we can kind of understand each other. And just a funny little story. I was in Spain a few years back, and I was speaking Spanish. And they were like, "Where are you from?" And I was like, "Well, I'm actually Portuguese." And they said, "Well, you can't speak that here. That's not Spanish." And I was like a little embarrassed because their dialect is very different than the Spanish that I learned here in the States.
Yeah, I've heard that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, screw
and
them.
Portuguese,
You can't
I
speak
know. And Portuguese, the writing is different than the Brazilian writing. We tend to have, a little bit different with our spelling. But for the most part, it does come easy to someone whose English is not their first language. It comes easy to learn other languages. Like I do dabble in Italian. My dad was also very skilled in that department as well. So yeah,
Well, good. I'm so happy for you, Carla. I hope we get to meet again.
I hope so too. I promise not to accost you this time.
That's fine.
But I'll make you buy me a drink.
Yeah. All right. You got it. It's a deal. All right, Carla. Thanks for the call. 1231 New Jersey 101.5.
Now
So, do you speak more than one language? How'd that happen and why? And how do you use it? I think people are bilingual or trilingual or a cut above most other people. And if you speak, we've heard a lot of Portuguese and Spanish and Italian, but I want to hear about some unusual languages. Some African languages, maybe Northern European, Swedish, Finnish.
Maybe some Tagalog.
Tagalog,
Can
yes.
you say that?
1-800-283-101.5. Ron is in Cranford. Hey, Ron.
Hey, Dennis, how are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm hanging in there. It's a beautiful day here.
Oh, nice. Yeah, it's a beautiful day in New Jersey. Thank God. We had all those days of cloudy and rainy weather, and now finally we're in a stretch of nice sunshine.
Finally, until the next cloudy day, yes.
So what do you got?
So my grandmother and mother migrated from Germany back in the 1920s to the States here. And my grandmother expected to be reading the German newspaper and going to the German butcher. Didn't quite happen that way. She had to learn English. Now, my mother was sent to school and ended up about 3 or 4 grades behind somebody else her age and never caught up for some reason. Now, I took German in high school and failed it, and fortunately passed it in college, but I only speak Pidgin German.
Now, she was from, where in Germany was she from?
Where was she from? From northwestern Germany, Brennen.
Okay.
On the North Sea.
Is there any variation in German the way there is
Yes.
in Spanish? Because so many countries speak German.
Austrian is different from...
Yeah, like Mark was in Swiss Germany or something.
Yes. Then that Swiss is different from the Austrian and the German. They could all understand each other.
Where they were speaking, I forget where he was, where they were speaking Swiss German.
Switzerland. Or a portion of France or a portion of Italy, because it's
Switzerland has numerous languages.
Yeah, they have got 3 or 4. Swiss German,
Like what?
French, Swiss German.
Bulgarian? Is that like, oh no, that's like a Russian dialect.
Bulgarian?
Yeah,
Yeah.
isn't it?
I don't know if it's like Russian, but it's their own language.
Where else do they speak German?
Pennsylvania.
I mean in Europe.
No, well, the Pennsylvania Dutch, the Amish, so Dutch is really Deutsch, and the Americans
Right.
said it Dutch. It's not Dutch, it's German. So they speak it there, but it's really, like, if you told a German person, go and speak to those people, he'd throw up because it's so convoluted.
Well, it's like Yiddish, which is half German, half
Hebrew. Right.
And
Yeah.
some
So-
just made up words.
Yeah.
But some Yiddish people can understand German and vice versa.
Right.
So I'm trying to figure out in Germany, where else, in Europe, where else they speak German? Switzerland.
Part of Czech.
Borders changed so much way back in the day that there was an overlap.
That's why
language.
that's what I find fascinating.
There were ethnic Germans in the Czech.
Like Austria,
In
they
the
must
Czech-
speak some kind of German.
Oh, they do. They speak German, but it's slightly different.
Only German?
Yes, but it's slightly different from German. I mean, they'll know you from, like, just if somebody came here from Maine and they go, well, park the car down there,
Right.
we'd know they're from Maine or from New England. If
Right.
somebody in Austria went to Germany, they'd know they're from Austria.
Right.
So, Ron, what do you speak now? Just English?
Just English and that Pidgin German.
Very good. All right, thank you, Ron. Appreciate the call.
I'll never forget picking up this patois in Jamaica and a couple other Caribbean islands, but mostly Jamaica, where they call it patois. Like you say, what language is that? They go patois. But a patois is not the name of a language. A patois is just a blend of different languages.
Oh.
It's kind of English.
In Jamaica?
But it's a pidgin-y English that is spoken really rapidly, and some of the words are just completely twisted and bastardized and abbreviated, and
Like
you
in
can never
Haiti, the way they speak French in Haiti.
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly.
All right. Are you bilingual, trilingual? How many languages do you speak and why? And does it come in handy? Judy, didn't we get a call from Norway one time, and the guy spoke Norwegian, or they came in the studio and they spoke Norwegian,
and he taught us
and it was
Swedish.
Like, whoa, nothing was Norwegian, and it was like.
But I know that I was in Aruba expecting that every single thing is Dutch, and they only speak Spanish. So
Really?
explain that.
Yeah, because it's owned by the Dutch. It's a Dutch island.
Okay, why do they speak Spanish? It's very
I thought they have their own language.
the language is Spanish.
Really?
Maybe they
Okay.
have another
I don't know.
language that's
I've never
a
been.
mix.
I've never been. John is in Mount Laurel. Hi, John.
Hi, how are you today? Hope all is well with you.
All is well with us. How about with you?
Great. Excellent. Doing great. Thank you. Fantastic.
Now, how old are you, John?
I'm actually 31 years old. So I'm 31. I've, in terms of my language learning adventure, I've taught myself, well, first of all, I want to mention with pride, I'm on the autism spectrum. I have high-functioning autism, also known as Asperger's, which was once formerly known as, now it's just the spectrum. And I've taught myself fluently over 20 languages. Can't say how many fluent, but let's start out with, my ability to speak many languages. I can learn a language nowadays in like 4 months or so, 5 months. Pick up a new language.
It's funny that you're saying that because people who are on the spectrum, and I know this because my son is like this, can pick up languages simply. He's teaching himself Japanese now. He's on the spectrum.
It's the truth. Wow.
Yeah.
That's fascinating. Yeah. So basically, I speak all Italian regional languages and dialects of Italy, such as Neapolitan, Piedmontese, Sicilian, Sardinian, Romagnol, or Standard Italian. I can speak all of them fluently. Wow. I can speak a lot of the Turkic languages, such as Turkish, Azerbaijani, Kazakh, Tatar.
Wow. I want to travel with you.
That's amazing.
Well, what do you do for work, John?
Chinese. My mom's singing in the background, Chinese, Mandarin, Cantonese. So for work, basically, now I'm currently working at a supermarket, which essentially is good because it gives me the opportunity to converse with many people. However, in the long run, I do have a bigger goal in mind, a bigger, more fundamental and, practical goal of being a medical interpreter for several languages. And then from there, who knows where life will take me. I'm planning on doing court interpreting, conference interpreting, maybe, say UN someday. Who knows where it will guide me.
Good for it. Go for it. That's a very good idea. Thank you, John, so much. Be well. Thanks so much for sharing that. Wow.
Amazing.
All right. How many languages do you speak? How'd that happen? And how do you use it in your day-to-day life? 1-800-283-101.5 is the phone number. Dennis Malloy here, and if you're thinking about giving your home's exterior a makeover, you got to check out B&B Siding and Roofing. It's a woman-owned business. I met the family. Great people. They've been serving New Jersey for 30 years, transforming more than 5,000 homes. They have style-guided experts that will help you. Their consultants will help you every step of the way in designing your dream exterior. And they pride themselves on their superior customer communication and quality work. You won't get confused as, I thought it was going to be that. You know exactly what you're getting, and they'll help guide you instead of force you into getting what it is you want. No high-pressure sales tactics, and they've got an A-plus rating from the Better Business Bureau, and that's rare, believe it or not, in this business. I know how important honesty and transparency is when it comes to finding the right company to work with on your home, and you will love these folks. B&B Siding and Roofing are the real deal. Get started today online at bbsiding.com.
Okay, so people come into my house all the time. They go, where do you get your furniture from? And I don't know why. Sometimes they find it hard to believe. It's all from Value City Furniture. So if you've been thinking about shopping there for a while, this is the sale. You don't want to miss it. Value City's biggest President's Day sale ever, and it's going on now. You'll find value, you'll find quality, you'll find such beautiful furniture and unbeatable deals on living rooms, dining rooms, bedrooms, and mattresses, plus floor samples of up to 70% off. You ever walk around and go, I would take this one if I could get a deal on it? Well, yeah, they'll give it to you, 70% off. Free full-service delivery, valuecitynj.com. Terms and conditions apply. See store for details.
One of my favorite comments on the app chat about this language thing this hour. First language is Hungarian. Parents immigrated here legally in the early 60s, but didn't speak English at all. FYI, in Hungarian, farkas means wolf.
That's so interesting because you know how many Jewish people, Dennis, are named Farkas? Like I find out now it's a very common Jewish name. And Wolf is like sometimes a Jewish name.
Right.
And there's so many Hungarian Jews. Thank you. I finally figured that out. Also, somebody said, Je vous aime énormément, Dennis Judi.
That's French?
Oh, énormément.
What's that mean?
I love you enormously, Dennis.
Oh,
Judi.
Thank you, PC2, 3. From Montreal, thank you. Hey, if you run into my girlfriend from 8th grade, what was her name, Jenny? Joanne Martel.
Joanne Martel.
One of the French-Canadian girls I kissed on the boardwalk in Wildwood all those years ago.
Somebody also said, I'm originally from Spain, a province where they speak Portuguese dialect. I was brought up speaking both languages. I can also understand Italian because of the similarities.
Makes sense. Yeah. But look, do we have time for Maria? Maria in Woodbridge. She's from Croatia, Maria?
Yes, I am.
And you speak Croatian, English, and what else?
Well, originally we were born in Yugoslavia, if you know about the history or whatever.
Yes.
But then we had a war and whatever, so now it's Croatia. So my original language was Italian because my mother was Italian. And then at home we spoke Italian. But, with the school, I learned Croatian or Yugoslav at that time. And then because you do have to take a foreign language in the school, we took French. And then when we moved to this country, first down in New Orleans, we learned we spoke some French, but then we moved down to Caribbean and I learned some Spanish.
Wow, you got a lot going on there, Maria.
You would never have guessed from that accent where she was from.
Lydia Bastianic is also from the part of Croatia you're from, right?
Yes. Yeah, that's right. So she's not from the north. There's the famous chef.
Yes.
But it's on the border with Italy, so she calls herself more like Italian than
Yugoslav. Yeah. Very good, Maria. We're out of time, but thank you so much for calling today. We appreciate it. I love the fact that people can
I
speak
always wondered
several
why
languages.
Lydia Bastianic did not have an Italian name because I thought she was Italian.
Yeah, she's from Trieste, which is right. At one time, it would belong to the Yugoslavs, and then it belonged to the Italians, and went back and forth. And I think now it's Italian.
That's so interesting.
Yeah. All right, 12:55. More of the Dennis and Judi show to come. Don't go away.
So I have to tell you that I've been using Gen 90 on my skin. For those of you who have been listening to me the past few weeks, I've actually had people notice my skin, including my husband, who never notices that or anything on me, and say, what are you doing? This is amazing. It's a new instant wrinkle treatment from Genucel. Wherever your wrinkles are, laugh lines, even the chin, crow's feet, Gen 90 is amazing. And guess what? It works immediately. I just feel the tingle every time and I know that it's working. And then you look in the mirror seconds later, you look better. Gen 90 on Valentine's Day sale now at genucel.com, and it's included in the bestseller package. Before you get any kind of a harsh wrinkle treatment, please do me and yourself a favor. Try this out. You will thank me. And until Valentine's Day, every Gen 90 order comes with free shipping and a luxury Valentine's spa box. Go to genucel.com/Judi, Judi, or call 800-754-6211. That's 800-754-6211.
New Jersey chime time is 109. It's Dennis and Judi show. I'm Dennis Malloy. That's crazy, Judy Franco. She's crazy.
Actually, just revamped the name Jersey Judi Franco on my Instagram.
Yeah.
I don't know if I mentioned that to you, Dennis.
I think you have mentioned it.
Hold up fingers for the amount of times I mentioned my Instagram to you. Well, you know what it is also?
What?
I haven't been posting as much, and I'm dying to post why I haven't been posting. But I asked you the other day, should I say why I'm not posting or should I not say? And you haven't answered me. I said, maybe
I would say do it. Why not? It's no big secret. You do not broadcast.
Don't say.
I'm not.
Okay.
You do not broadcast from the studio every day.
Right.
So,
but do you ever notice that pisses people off?
No.
Oh, somebody once wrote on, well, people love to hate me anyway, but somebody once wrote on our radio station's Instagram, NJ1015, at NJ1015.
Yeah.
Oh, how come she, something like, oh, she can't even get off her lazy ass and come into the studio for us? And I'm like, wait, you didn't even know I wasn't there.
Since 2011, since 2011, way before the pandemic.
Why do you get, and somebody's like, because they just want, like, if you were home, people would be like, kudos to Dennis for making it so seamless. We didn't even know. But for me, it's like, oh, she can't even come in. It's so mean. So I kind of don't want to, whatever.
I got you.
But then I was thinking of maybe just saying it on the Instagram so that people, only they would know and it wouldn't be a big deal in the air. Put it this way. Yeah. I'm in jail. I got arrested for something and no, that's going to be the rumor now. I'm arrested and Dennis is engaged to the governor's daughter.
The governor being Christy Todd Whitman.
How old is this governor's daughter, Dennis? He has some marriageable daughters, no?
Yeah, but not for me. She's got to be 21 or so.
I think he has two daughters.
Two
Did he have
daughters?
2 and 2, or that was Christie that had 2 and 2?
Oh, I don't even
I think
know.
Chris Christie had 2 daughters and 2 sons.
Poor Chris Christie. A man without a ship, without a country.
I know. But you know what? He always ends up somewhere. He always lands.
Yeah,
Sometimes it's on a beach chair in the middle of an empty beach, but sometimes he lands upright. He does.
He was a superstar. People, even from Hollywood, were coming up to him and saying, you're the best. I love you. Now, nobody likes him. Not even the people who liked him before. Maybe John Bramnick likes to like him. I don't even think John Bramnick likes him.
I don't think so either. But let me just tell you something.
Anyway, I wish him well. I feel bad. I wish him well.
Me too. I feel bad for anybody like that. But you know what's funny? He wouldn't feel bad for us, number one.
No.
If anything happened.
No.
Number two, I just want to tell you, let this be a lesson to all of you. Dennis and I have gotten some very, very high praise, some very, very good reviews. We get great ratings. We never believe our press releases. That's the first mistake. We never celebrate when anything great happens. We never say, oh, we're great. Because the minute you do that, people, start to hate you, send negative energy your way, and wish for your downfall. And I think in the case of Governor Christie, he just believed it too much.
Maybe. I wish him well. All right, what did you want to talk about?
But guess what? I have no reason to wish him well. I should not wish him well because he said horrible things about me.
Yeah.
I know it. He's been very negative about our show. I know it because it comes back to me. And I did nothing to him.
That's why I kind of feel bad for him.
Me too.
Yeah. So anyway, wish him well.
No, but a lot of other people would be like, oh, he deserves it. I'm not saying that.
Right. Okay, so Coca-Cola is coming out with a new flavor, Spice. Coca-Cola Spice. Have you tried it?
No, but you know what it is.
What is it?
Dr. Pepper.
That's what I was going to say. That's exactly what I was going to say. And they trying to, as if they don't have enough market share, they got to try to eat into Dr. Pepper. So yeah, Coca-Cola Spice and Coca-Cola Zero Spice is a new flavor. I stopped drinking soda a long time ago. I will occasionally have one, like maybe 4 or 5 a year, right? About 5 a year. And for a while I was drinking Snapple Grapeade, right? And then I realized that was 8,000 calories, yeah.
If I ever saw you drinking that, Dennis, I would strangle you.
I was drinking it when we started together.
That's not even a food. That's just a big old purple chemical shoved in a bottle. What do you think?
I know. Well, that was 30 years ago. So I stopped drinking it and I started drinking. So now I drink water. But if I'm going to have
important because New Jersey even has a state drink.
We do?
It's cranberry juice.
Oh, that's right.
Yes. Don't you remember What's His Nuts? One of those insane legislators thought it was important to do that. Who was it? Because he couldn't think of anything else
to do.
Sometimes I think some of these people just like roll around in bed and go, do we have a state hair clip?
French fry. We have a state French fry.
Okay, anyway. So we wanted to know if they take water off the table and you are given one soft drink to drink for the rest of your life, soft drink being anything besides water.
I have mine. My favorite.
Wait, are we including milk in that?
Yeah.
Okay. Like chocolate milk, okay.
Oh, no, and even regular milk in the fridge. I know people who drink glasses of milk.
Okay. I know. I got my 3 sons.
They do?
The only place people drink a glass of milk is on my 3 sons.
No, my daughter has a friend that the family drinks milk.
But no, it's just funny because on a 60s sitcom or 70s sitcom, you would see them drinking a glass of milk. You see like Everybody Loves Raymond or you see Big Bang Theory. Nobody in a 2000s
era
sitcom, Orange is the New Black. You don't see anybody drinking a glass of milk.
What did they drink on Everybody Loves Raymond? He had a specific drink that he drank all the time.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know.
And it's kind of an Italian thing, but not really. Maybe with some. Ginger ale. What? He drank ginger ale a lot. And my mom used to always have ginger ale on board or available because you never know when somebody's stomach wouldn't feel good. Have some ginger ale. Okay, Ma, thanks. This is going to help. So what is your drink? I'll tell you what my drink is. Lately, my daughter's been getting the LaCroix key lime fizzy water, sparkling water.
Oh, yeah, that's the millennial drink.
It's LaCroix, and it's very good. And key lime is better than the lime. I don't know what's in it, and it's 0 calories. You put it on ice, drink it, it fills me up, keeps me satisfied. I like it. But my go-to drink since I was 5 years old with my dad, I remember him we went fishing, and we stopped at a place. It was where we rented the boat. And at the end, he was not a drinker. He was not a beer drinker. He wasn't a drinker. So he'd have an iced tea. So he got me an iced tea. And that's what, since I was 5 years old, that's my favorite drink. Iced tea with lemon. Now, natural, not the powdered stuff in a can.
No, real tea.
Real tea, lemon, a little sugar.
Am I going to, actually write a post about this?
You should. What is your go-to soft drink? Coke is coming out with a new flavor called Spice, which Judi and I suspect is going to be like
but wait a minute.
Dr. Pepper.
Coca-Cola owns Dr. Pepper.
Do they? So what is this going to
Siri,
taste
who owns Dr. Pepper? Keurig acquired the Dr. Pepper Snapple Group in an $18.7 billion deal on July 9th, 2018.
Wow.
Who knew? The Germans took over.
Yeah. All right, 1-800-283-101.5, your go-to soft drink. Now, most people carry around this, I call it a flask, but this bottle all day, the water bottle, and most people have water in there. Got to keep hydrated. But if you're having a drink and you're not drinking alcohol at lunch, dinner, whatever, for me, it's a glass of iced tea, lemon, sugar, natural. Real sugar, real lemon. Real tea. 1:18, time for New Jersey.
You're a real man, Dennis.
That's right, Judi. Here's real calm. Dennis and Judi show talking about soft drinks. Coca-Cola just come out with a new flavor, Spice, and Coke Zero Spice. What's your go-to soft drink? Anybody still drink soda? I know there's a person here who drinks Mountain Dew. I think it's Diet Mountain Dew.
That's right.
Yeah.
I didn't think there was anybody who still drank Mountain Dew. You know what? If I have to drink soda, you know what is like the best freaking soda on earth?
Only one. There's only one.
What?
Coca-Cola.
What?
Coca-Cola.
Fresca.
Fresca.
Fresca's really good. It's like
Um,
grapefruit juice or something. It's like grapefruit and
Oh.
lemon lime and
Yeah.
what the hell they throw in there. That's a good one.
But I like Coke. And anybody likes Pepsi over Coke?
I mean, I hate both of those.
Right.
But definitely if I have a choice, it's Coke. I mean, Pepsi's like made for like when the migrants come over,
Give them a
they
Pepsi.
could give them Pepsi because they don't really know what the best things in this country are. Do you know what I mean?
No. Yeah, they give them a Pepsi and they'll smash it over somebody's head and take their,
They'll be so happy
take their
though.
scooter.
Like, you should give it to people who don't really understand soda.
Like dementia patients in a nursing home.
Either dementia patients in a nursing home or
Okay.
people new to the country who've never had soda. You could just say, oh, this is like a really good soft drink. And they'd be like, oh, yeah, you're right.
And toddlers, too. Toddlers don't know better. All right.
Toddlers, dementia patients, and new immigrants.
Illegal
But
immigrants.
Illegals and newly minted. You know, they can't have been here for a while where
Right.
they might have tasted the real
Death row death row inmates as well. All right. Anthony.
Can I do a post on all the people we will give Pepsi to? And Kyle.
And Kyle. Yeah, Kyle likes Pepsi. Anthony, Coke or Pepsi?
Happy Thursday, you destroyers of the Queen's English and everything that is the lexicon. How you doing?
We're good.
We are good.
Coke or Pepsi?
Well, it used to be Cherry Coke, but now it's Pepsi. Cherry Pepsi is the shit. Is the bomb.
Hold on.
Uh-oh.
Anthony, we've never had to dump you before. We had to dump that word. All right. So what did you call here to say?
So don't tell Shanae because she'll punch me in the face. I drink strawberry milk all the time when I'm not home. I love it.
Okay, by the
Quick?
way, I have to
Is
say
it quick?
Yeah.
Quick.
Yes.
Strawberry Quick is fantastic. Strawberry Yoo-hoo, fantastic. Agreed, Anthony. I will give you a check mark.
So when I was married, my wife said her and her sister begged their mom to get Strawberry Quick. Begged. And they were always on a tight budget. They didn't buy them any luxuries. They brought the Strawberry Quick. They both had a glass and were like, never touched it again.
Really?
Said my mom never bought us anything ever again.
When I was a kid, she would buy this quick thing. When I was a kid, you'd have to scoop it out.
Yeah.
And I would do like 6 scoops, and it was so sweet. It was crazy.
Did you ever take a scoop and put it in your mouth, just eat the powder straight?
No.
That's one of those things you put in the category of black people don't do that.
Black people don't. But wait a
You
minute.
do
I
it
thought
once, and
black
then you
people
never do it
stop.
again.
What is the stereotypical black person drink, Anthony?
Non-alcoholic?
Yes.
Non-alcoholic.
Definitely Coke or Pepsi. No question.
Oh, I always thought, no.
It used to be grape
See,
soda.
I have this argument with Tyrone
grape
all the
soda.
time.
Grape
Grape
soda.
soda, and the candy is... Anthony, Tyrone told me this, Dennis, so this is how I know.
I have no
never
idea
knew
on the
this last
candy.
time. He
I
said
don't know about candy.
he said that the stereotypical.
Now
Would you
later.
say? Now and
Now
later? No,
later.
he claims it's dots.
Wow.
No way. Not even close. Tyrone, I got to call Tyrone. Where do you get that
Call him up
Now later.
right now. Where they do that at?
Where they do that at?
All right, so you strawberry Yoo-hoo or strawberry milk and cherry Coke. Yeah, cherry Coke.
Cherry Coke's the best.
I
but
love-
he does cherry Pepsi, Dennis.
Oh, okay.
I don't know
Pepsi.
about
You know, because I used to love Coke over Pepsi because I never really tried Pepsi, but I tried Pepsi. Pepsi is a little bit better for me. I like it.
I don't know. I'm still a Coke guy.
know.
We used to go to this arcade at Two Guys. They had pinball machines and a snack bar, and we would go up to the snack bar and order a vanilla Coke, and the girl would put Coke from the fountain and then a squirt or two of vanilla. Oh my God! Vanilla Coke.
You know, if it's bad for you, everything, alcohol's bad for you, soda's bad for you.
What's the black alcoholic drink? Cognac?
Probably say Hennessy. Yeah, cognac.
I was going to say I would think that would be the stereotype. But Anthony, you got to
drink
hear
it.
this, and Dennis, you got to hear this
Okay.
because I'm sorry.
Quickly.
This is my favorite app chat comment. It's from Sloan. She says, another thing that has always pissed me off about sitcoms, besides a tall glass of milk with dinner, are the leisurely breakfasts on school or work days where the whole family sits down to a full hot breakfast. There's a large carafe of orange juice on the table. Please tell me who actually bothers to transfer a bottle of OJ into a glass carafe.
Yeah, definitely. That's definitely stuff that. That's not on our. Yeah, we don't do that.
Give me a break.
Yeah,
and then
that's
there's
TV.
like pancakes on a work day
Right,
and
a whole
everybody's
stack,
sitting
yeah.
there. Come on.
Pancakes are good every day, all day, baby.
Yeah, but it's
I'm with you
rarely
on
have time to make them on a weekday. Anthony, thank you. Appreciate the call.
Love you guys.
Love you too.
Love you.
Appreciate it. Brian, the cheese guy, Tinton Falls. Hey, Brian.
How are you?
Good.
Dennis
Oh,
and
it's
Judi Power Hour.
Dennis and Judi Power Hour. Yes.
Anthony took up all my time.
I know.
I'm going down memory lane here. I told Kyle I'm a unsweetened iced tea drinker, and I drink a lot of water during the day.
So unsweetened iced tea, and will you add a packet of sugar and a squirt of lemon or no?
No, that defeats the lemon. Yes, but sugar is the killer. You know, that's like the worst thing for you.
No, so actually, I think regular sugar is fine as long as it's done in moderation or in small amounts.
Cane sugar.
Cane sugar. But if you got the artificial sweetener or the corn syrup, fructose corn syrup, that's the bad
Yeah.
stuff.
Oh, so bad. But you know what? When I do drink soda, usually like if I go to Philly and get a cheesesteak, I'll get a Hank's root beer. I'm a root beer drinker. But do you remember in the 70s Click root beer?
Ooh.
I don't think I would.
I'm straining to. It's something back there says I do remember seeing a can of Click.
You would open the top. It was a bottle, and on
on the cap, it would have money, so you could get up to 25 cents, and then we would cash that in for the Tootsie Rolls at Mary's store in Atlantic Highlands.
I'll have to look up Click Root Beer. I will have a Birch beer with a Manco and Manco slice of pizza in Ocean City.
I do like root beer with my, or birch beer with my pizza as well. But I don't make a habit of drinking soda.
Yeah, that's one of the 5 times a year I will have a soda. All right, thank you, Brian. Appreciate the call to New Jersey 101.5. What is your go-to soft drink with Coke coming out with a new flavor, Coke Spice? Speaking of spice, let's go to the newsroom. It's 1:30. Dennis and Judi show. We're talking about soft drinks. Coke is coming out with a new one, Spice, Coke Spice, and Coke Zero Spice. What is your go-to soft drink? Let's go to Harry in Howell. You're on New Jersey 101.5. Hi, Harry.
Hi, guys.
Hey.
As a bohemian intellectual, I have a narrow preference for soft drinks, all of which are difficult to find. And in order of preference, number 1 is Kinoto. Number 2 is Moxie. Number 3 is Birch Beer, Pennsylvania Dutch Birch Beer. And number 3, a distant number 4 is Dr. Pepper. Now,
the Pennsylvania Dutch Root Beer, that's what they serve on tap at Manco and Manco Pizza in Ocean City.
I love Manco and Manco's pizzas. I did not know that. It's birch beer, not root beer.
Correct.
But you probably, as a good Italian American, know the first one.
No, it sounded Japanese to me. What is it again?
Okay, you tell me the right way to spell this, because I hear different things from my Neapolitan American friends. Chinotto.
Kinoto.
That's what.
Yeah, but it sounds Japanese. If you say Kinoto, Judi, doesn't Kinoto sound Japanese? Yeah.
Right, but it's produced by San Pellegrino. My friends call it Canut. And it is in the bittersweet family. I believe it's made from a Mediterranean blood orange, among other things.
Oh, man, this looks good. I got to get this.
I've seen this.
I got to get this.
I think I've had this, Dennis.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's very refreshing.
San Pellegrino Kinoto Italian Sparkling Citrus. They just call it Kino. And then it's like almost like a root beer color, right, Harry?
Yes, it's among the dark beverages, yes.
And it's a little bitter?
Yes, it is rather bitter, yes.
I'm going to order me some on Amazon. There's a Larissa Kinoto. What's the calorie count on that?
I don't count calories.
Oh, I do, unfortunately. All right, very good. All right, Harry, thanks.
You're welcome.
I appreciate the call to New Jersey 101.5. John is in Pennsylvania. Hello, John.
Hi there, guys. I make my own limeade. I use like a concentrate, but I like limeade.
Concentrate, that little stuff that comes in a little squirt bottle?
No, you need a lot more than that. I think it's called Rose's Lime Juice.
Okay.
Comes by the gallon. And, there's just a recipe on it. And I just cut back on the sugar a little bit. When you follow the recipe, it's just a touch too sweet for me. But, it just really quenches your thirst.
Yeah, my friend likes limeade, too. Tony.
Then nobody even called about Boost.
Dennis or Judi, do you remember a drink in the 60s and 70s called a Lime Ricky and a Grape Ricky?
I never had one. My husband had Lime Rickies.
They were alcoholic beverages, correct?
No.
No?
It was next to the egg creams at the soda fountain.
Oh, I thought Lime Ricky was a drink.
Yeah, no, the Philly, I guess New York had the egg creams. Philly didn't have egg creams. But, yeah, lime. So I think that's where I developed my taste for lime. And even lemonade's okay, but I'll take limeade. I make my own. It's just really good,
I got to try that. All right, because I make fresh homemade lemonade, but limeade's got to be just as good.
Yeah, one quick thing. When it comes to soda, if you have a minute, once in a blue moon, I get a taste for 7-Up. And none of these other, Sprite and Squirt and all that other Sierra Mist, they just don't cut it. 7-Up, I really enjoy 7-Up.
Yeah, that probably if I had a sip of 7-Up, it would take me back to my childhood.
Yeah, and you know what's harder and harder to find?
Yeah, it used to be, it was Coke and 7-Up or Pepsi and 7-Up. They were the three that you could always find. John, thank you. I think, Judy,
Guys, I
growing
have
up.
news.
What?
Lime Ricky is a cup of freshly squeezed lime juice, 4 ounces simple syrup or sugar, and seltzer water.
Okay.
But they also make some Rickies that are alcoholic. There's a gin Ricky.
Okay.
And later on, after it was first invented at the soda fountain with the seltzer, they made it an alcoholic lime Ricky.
Okay.
With gin.
Ah, that's called a Tricky Ricky.
Oh, it is?
No.
That would be a cute name for it, though.
Leslie is in.
I was so psyched to order one. Now you're telling me you made it up.
Leslie in Montclair. Hello, Leslie.
Hi, Dennis and Judi. How are you?
Good. We don't often get phone calls from Montclair. It's a pleasure.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm
What happened? Pilates class was canceled?
No, I actually have to work to live in Montclair.
That's funny. Very funny. So what do you have, Leslie?
So my favorite, I like seltzer water, like a flavored seltzer, lemon lime, kind of like the previous caller. That's what I drink during the day. And I like also ginger ale. That's one of my favorites. Really ice cold ginger ale.
Yeah, my mom always. Are you Italian by any chance, of Italian descent?
No.
Because my mom always had it in the house, and I noticed on Everybody Loves Raymond, they always have it as their drink on the set. And I was wondering if there was an Italian connection to ginger ale. Back to your seltzer. What do you drink? What's the flavored seltzer water you drink?
Lemon lime seltzer, or I can do different ones like blackberry is good too. But the lemon lime.
Find LaCroix and get the key lime LaCroix.
Oh, okay.
So good. So good. And then they also make a raspberry flavor.
Oh, that sounds good.
Yeah, and it's all 0 calories, but it's good. Just a hint of flavor. It's good.
Yeah, sounds good.
All right. Thank you, Leslie. Go back to work.
Yes, I got to get back to work.
Go to Pilates.
Take care.
Like you're supposed to when you live in Montclair. You guys got to try Pepsi Nitro. It's a game changer. So good. It's like Pepsi with foam, like a beer would have. A head on a Pepsi. How do you like that?
No.
Yeah, I know.
Maybe on a Coke. Do we have time? We have to take a quick break, and we'll be back and talk to Anthony. Staten Island, Anthony. 1-800-283-101.5 is the phone number, your go-to soft drink. Dennis Malloy here, and I want to tell you about B&B Siding and Roofing. If you're thinking about giving your home's exterior a makeover, you got to check these folks out. Really, really good people. I mean that. It's a woman-owned business serving New Jersey for over 30 years. I met the family. Great people. They've transformed more than 5,000 homes. They have style-guided experts. You sit down with them. You tell them what you're looking at. They'll show you a bunch of different options. Friendly consults and friendly consultations and consultants, I should say, who will help you every step of the way in designing your dream exterior. They pride themselves in superior customer communication and quality work. They have financing options available, and they back their work with a lifetime guarantee. No high-pressure sales tactics here, and they've got an A+ rating from the Better Business Bureau, which is rare. I know how important honesty and transparency is when it comes to finding the right company to work on your home. Trust me, check out the folks at B&B Siding and Roofing. They are the real deal. Get started today online at bbsiding.com. Dennis and Judi show. We're talking
What
about
is going on over there?
Soft
Like a zoo. It's like a morning zoo, Dennis. You want to tell me?
Yeah, Kyle likes to make a game out of everything. His mom always said since he was a kid, he likes to make a game out of everything. Maybe they made a game out of things to get you to eat your food or do your homework or something. So he likes it when I hide his cell phone. Most people don't.
I don't think he likes it then.
No, he does. He loves because he loves figuring, and he always figures out where I put it. Well, this time he couldn't figure out where I put it, and it drove him crazy.
Did he find it?
I had to tell him where it was.
Where was it?
Right under the keyboard.
Good spot.
Yeah.
Good one.
Freaking out.
By the way, when we get, I don't want to say it in front of him, I have another great spot.
Oh, good. Okay. All right. So, yeah, I mean, during the commercial breaks, you got to entertain yourself. So,
I got to get into that studio. It's way more fun than it is over here.
that soda Kinoto that he was talking about, I looked it up, 95 calories for the bottle, which it's 240 for a Coke. So 95 is not bad.
It's not bad, but I hate to waste calories on drinks.
I agree. So that's why I drink sparkling water.
Foods.
Yeah. All right. So what is your go-to soft drink? Anthony's in Staten Island. Hello, Anthony.
Yeah. Hey, Dennis and Judy. I don't think this one is going to be allowed if you're on the NJ diet, but my all-time favorite is a Brooklyn original, and I believe most of your fans out there that grew up in Brooklyn would know it. It's called the Manhattan Special.
What is it?
It is espresso coffee soda. It's been around for over 100 years. It's bottled in Brooklyn, and it's delicious.
Oh, wow. I'd like to try it. And it's called Manhattan Special?
Yes. They also make vanilla, black cherry, but the coffee soda is the original. And if you're going to have your peppers and egg sandwich or potatoes and egg sandwich, this is the drink to go to. But it is absolutely great.
No, I never been.
Soda?
Yeah,
No.
I would try it. I would try it.
Espresso coffee soda. You should give it a shot.
There are very few local bottlers left, and I think that's one of the few local bottlers that still makes their own.
That's the thing. It's mostly big in Brooklyn, Staten Island, so it might be difficult to find. Believe it or not, they do sell it on Amazon, but it's very expensive, and I wouldn't trust it after it traveled from wherever. But it's delicious.
What do they call Italian ices in Staten Island?
Ices.
No, Italian ices. I don't go for this water ice thing. It's Italian ices.
Okay.
Yeah, but when you tell the kids, come on, everybody, get in the car, we're going for ices, no?
Yeah, we're going for ices, but it's not the Philly water ice thing.
No. That's why I don't understand. Like, did you tell your kids, come on, guys, let's get in the car. We're all going for water ice.
Yeah, that's what we would say.
Yeah, that's horrible. I wouldn't even admit that.
Ices. What kind of ice? You got to do ice pack on your neck? What ices?
I'm sorry. Wait,
ISIS, the terrorist group? What's ISIS?
For ices or just or water? I mean, is it actually frozen?
Yeah, it's frozen. Water? Yeah, that's what makes it so special because it's frozen and it's water.
And it's
thank you, Anthony. Appreciate the call.
If it were water, it wouldn't even be as offensive.
But it's water. All right. Did
you guys also say water ice? We're going out for water ice?
Yeah.
Or you said ices?
Water ice. All right, listen. Dennis here, and for the longest time I've been hearing Judy yammer away about a bunch of stuff, but she would rave about guaranteed service. So I decided to try them out for myself.
Really? Why would you listen to one thing I ever said?
Well,
Why?
in this one, you were right. Guaranteed service is truly the best at what they do. And whether it's a leaking water heater, clogged toilet, broken or faulty lights,
water heater,
or broken or faulty lights or switches, or your heating system not working properly, you'll always be in good hands with Guaranteed Service. Now, for a limited time, Guaranteed Service will tune up your heating system for only $77 and guarantee no breakdowns for the entire season, or the repair is free, no questions asked. Learn more at GuaranteedService.com. Dennis and Judi show coming to an end for this Thursday.
But guess what?
What?
We all get to do this all over again tomorrow morning at 10. We're very excited.
Be giving stuff away at noon tomorrow, too.
Ooh,
yeah. What do you hear what we got tomorrow? Dominski and Kylie coming up next. Love you, Judi.
I love you more, Dad.
See ya.
Hey guys, time to get in on the action for the biggest moments in basketball with Prize Picks, America's #1 fantasy sports app. Just select 2 or more players, pick more or less on their projections, place your entry, and win up to 100 times your money. Right now, Prize Picks will match your first deposit of up to $100. Just download the Prize Picks app and use the code GET100. That's code GET100 on Prize Picks for a first deposit match of up to $100. Prize Picks. Pick more. Pick less. It's that easy.
This has been the Dennis and Judi Show on demand. Thanks to our sponsor, Value City NJ, with 9 locations in New Jersey, or online at valuecitynj.com. Don't forget to check out the latest news and opinions from Dennis and Judi on our free app or NJ1015.com.
New Jersey 101.5.